I'd like to call the meeting to order for the City of Hudson for Monday, June 24th. First order of business is to consider original application renewal of annual alcoholic beverage license for Setters Liquor LLC, and the application is in the name of Setters Liquor LLC rather than individual. I believe it's changed, right, Nancy?
Right.
Mr. Mayor, I recuse myself.
All right.
Move for approval.
A second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Second item. Hurry up and sit down.
Was that both? The
Huh?
original, was that the original and the renewal?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe I said the original and the renewal when I did the, yep, okay.
I believe so.
Consider affirmation of the proclamation of emergency disaster proclamation of municipal. Devin, you want to just update everybody on this?
I got a call on Saturday that in order to get us in the hopper to get any type of federal or state aid, the declaration had to be made within 24 hours of the end of the storms. So we got the proclamation done, then it needs to be affirmed by the governing body. And also what you besides affirming it, you probably should, it went through 11:59 tonight because I knew you were meeting, just should authorize a continuation to a date to be determined by the mayor. So whenever he feels that the emergency is over, then he can.
Continuation of
The state of, emergency disaster.
So you want a motion on affirmation?
You can, if you could do both, an authorized continuance, then I can get that done.
Move we affirm the proclamation and a continuance on municipal emergency disaster.
Second.
Discussion.
And then whenever the mayor and staff determine that it's done, it'll be done.
I think we're still determining a lot of our needs and what happens and what we're trying to do here. Hopefully we won't get any more winds and rains. So, anybody have any questions on that?
I've had questions from some of the people in my district on, is the city considering picking up the branches even though they're not from the parkways? I've told them no.
We'll get to that on
Next
the
one. Yep.
update,
Okay.
if that's okay. Any other discussions on the proclamation? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carry, opposed? Motion carries. Update on emergency government. We met this morning about the storm cleanup, and we've looked at a site to allow our residents to get their branches and stuff up to a site, and they can drop it off at no charge. So we're gonna open up a site in the industrial park, hopefully. I don't know when that will be. I haven't heard from Tom. Tom's not. Oh, there he
Probably
is.
Wednesday morning, Tom, or do you
Any
think?
idea when we might do that, Tom? And is that site that we talked about this morning available, and will it work for us?
The site that we're discussing is on the intersection of O'Neill and Hanley Road. It's a vacant parcel that's owned by partly the city and partly the St. Croix Business Park. We do have the area mowed. We had contracted the St. Croix County with a gang mower to come in and mow the area. That's about half done. We gravelled the area from the curb so you can be able to, it's like made an entrance and a little road down into the area. It should be ready by early morning, so I'm saying, you know, we possibly could have that open by noon tomorrow.
Okay, good.
And once we know it's open, we'll get it out on the website.
And this will be for city residents only. You're gonna have to show identification. We're just not gonna allow anyone else to come in. And this is just for brush, trees, logs. It's not for plastic. It's not for leaves or anything like that.
We have considered even maybe having a monitor on the site, and I think the hours we discussed this morning were like 7 a.m. to
8:30.
8:30, 8:45 sunset, something in that area.
So we don't have any way to control anything at night, what gets dumped there?
No, but we will
We
have
could
some.
maybe have the PD patrol, monitor it a little bit if we could, but I guess at that point, it gets pretty dark, but.
Yeah.
We don't have any gate, it'll be ungated, but we will have just the one access, so, it's gonna be pretty hard for people.
Can we park a city truck there? Like So they can't go around it or something?
We could put barricades or something like that. I don't know if we want to construct a, you know, a gate or anything, but
Barricades would be,
we could actually just put some barricades up there.
I think.
And then
That's a
even
good
if-
idea.
And then if someone does go across it, we can say, well, you're trespassing.
Right.
'cause-
Let's block it when we're that far into terrain.
Very good. We can do that.
Does that answer your question, Mr. Vanslo?
Sure, so the residents have to bring their own
Correct.
shrubs and trees up there and then. dump
Unless
them.
it's a boulevard tree.
And then
It's
we will be
determined by
picking
us as
those
a
up.
boulevard on our right of way.
So boulevard debris that's currently on the boulevard as of now.
No.
No.
If the debris is from a tree that was in the boulevard.
Now, some of the boulevard debris went from not directly by the tree or fell across the street and was put on the boulevard. There's a lot of that downtown here. I know that for a fact. So how,
Mr. Zuli is going to determine whether it was from a boulevard tree. If you have a fir tree in your backyard and you moved everything to the front, it isn't gonna,
No, I get that.
it isn't gonna work.
no.
They'll be able to determine either if it's a branch, they'll be able to see that it was off the tree, or
We're gonna try and pick
Tree
up as
down.
much as we can. I
Yep.
think that's our objective, is to try and pick up, but if you've got, you know, 4 trees sitting on the curb, and there isn't 4 stubs on the boulevard or the berm, obviously it didn't come from there, and, you know, you need to move that. We're providing a space for you to dispose of it free of charge.
Sure.
So,
and I have had a couple contacts from a church and another nonprofit that they may be, nothing confirmed, that they may be willing to go out and help with that, but I don't have confirmation, so if I do hear back from them, I'll let people know that as well.
Did you have a question about that, Tom? What he said?
No, we'll do the best we can. I think
Yep.
some areas it's gonna be a little gray.
Yep.
I guess the gray areas,
Well, we left it up to you to make that decision.
sure.
So are we gonna chip it, or what are we gonna do with all the debris?
I've contacted, do I want me to-
Yep. Would you please, so the,
I've contacted one tree service that actually has very, very large grinders, and they would come in after, I would say after a couple weeks, or whenever we feel that the cleanup is pretty much completed, and then at that point, we would have them come in and grind for whatever it takes.
And then we're gonna do what with it?
The one company that I talked to, actually, they take the chips and I think they recycle it. I think they put them in incinerators or something like that. But there is a charge for that, so much a day.
It's a big barrel grinder.
Yeah, I just didn't know if we were gonna offer maybe chips to city residents or something like that, just to help. I didn't know if that was talked about, or,
It's possible. This is just one company, and we're gonna checking into other ones tomorrow.
okay, any other questions?
I had a quick question on the sirens. Was it declared a warning on?
The Friday morning storm, the tornado, or the thunderstorm warning was set off at 4:22 and the storm hit at 4.
Okay, what horns did not go off?
The one on 7th Street, and Kim is working on it.
Okay, that's all
Or,
I
is
asked.
that what it's, not 7th, Wisconsin Street.
Because I only heard
But the
one.
thunderstorm warning was issued after the first,
After the event.
because I got the notice on my phone from the Red Cross tornado thing, and it was at 4:22. Well, by 4:22, I mean, it was still storming, but the big.
It was pretty calm.
So was that the only horn that did not
That, my
go off?
understanding is the only one that did not go off, and she had it tested, it was supposed to be worse, so she's checking on that. So.
Okay.
we just had them all tested.
Yep. So she's not sure what, but she was supposed to making a call and take care of it, so I'll follow up
Thank
with
you.
her. Yep.
Would
Thanks,
that be
Tom.
related to any power outages or anything?
There's supposed to be a battery backup or battery,
That's right.
but Kim was checking on it, but I will follow up with her on that.
Thanks.
Karen, did you have something for us?
Well, there's just dollar signs coming off of her.
Yeah. As far as the emergency cleanup and repairs?
Sure, I was out with Tom today and we did some, looking at some sites. One was like the beach area that the sand's all washed away. I don't know if you've been down there. The sidewalk though did stay. That's where we've actually put sheet piling under
That's
the
a first,
sidewalk.
isn't it?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
been washed away at least 5 times.
But the sidewalk's there. So like you
Alright,
said, it's
so
a
it worked.
first. It worked. The sheet piling worked.
You're
Um,
lucky.
Yeah, I'm lucky. Lake Malibu, we were out at that site today also, and there are some issues out at that site with some erosion and trees down in the neighbor's garage. We got issues with the driveway. That site's gonna need more work than what we previously thought a couple weeks ago. But it was the high rainfall event.
That's at the recent construction on
Yes,
Malibu?
that's at the recent construction. We wanted to put some more riprap out there, but because of it being so wet, we weren't able to get out on the site. And now there's gonna be more work than what we were hoping to be doing.
What about sidewalks? We lost a few sidewalks, didn't we? Not full sidewalks, but, you know.
If the trees tipped over and raised the sidewalk up, that would be something we'd have to repair also.
So do we need to consider to increase the sidewalk budget for this year, since, do you need, I mean, is that something we're gonna have to look at?
Something we should look at.
We do have a budget per se for, you know, small repairs, but it depends on how much it is.
It was like the whole
Karen, did we have a structural failure? Tom, did you guys go up on the 7th in summer? Where the bricks washed out to Cooley Road?
Actually, Denny,
I haven't been there, but.
Well, you weren't there?
No, I didn't see that site.
7th and Summer, the area where there's a large washout and retaining wall and some bricks ended up on Cooley Road along with a large amount of sand. Actually, Jim Schreiber and Denny Darnold and myself walked the area from Cooley Road up to Summer and 7th. There is a storm line, or excuse me, a sanitary sewer line. That was all secure. We were worried about maybe a pipe had broken or whatever, but when we got up to that intersection of Summer and 7th Street South, you could just see where the water, the infrastructure that's there, there's a few smaller catch basins on the corner. And you could just see where the water came over the curb, continued to go, you know, cross land, and you could see where the outline of debris and stuff just kept building and building, and there's a very large washout in that area that probably has been there before, just that with this amount of rain just made it even bigger. So it's just, it was too much water for our system, and it just went over the land and created a very large washout.
Okay.
We also has a couple streets underwater, 5th Street, I think.
We got
Fifth
a
and
call.
Sixth?
We got calls from this area
Not
down
now.
by Gary Edholmes and Lee Wylands was flooded, and I guess that got hit pretty hard again.
I think off Myrtle and 5th too, down going north.
By the park there, yeah. I talked to her earlier
Yeah.
today. They had a lot of extra
It was-
nasty in the
Fifth and
backyard.
Fifth
Yeah,
and
it was
Oak,
very
Fifth and
Maybe
Myrtle area.
yeah, it was completely underwater. There was no street. So I didn't know if there was an
There
issue
was a
there.
car that got stalled on 17th and Ward.
Yeah.
You know, our systems just won't handle that amount of water. I think we had like 4 inches of rain in
Yeah.
less than an hour. So,
But there, I mean, we don't have to worry about that, the sewers and drains on that. It was just about the amount of water. It wasn't, they're all clear.
well, you know, the other thing, we worked all day on just clean catch basins, and that's, we're gonna try to put something on the website, just
Already out
asking
there.
residents if they would like to help. I mean, that would be a great help for us, is if they could take a few minutes and clean their storm drains. We did have a couple people on it today, and, you know, we'll continue trying to keep the storm drains open. That'll certainly help.
But if residents could go out and, you know, take a shovel and put it up on the curb, and we will pick that up.
I told that to the website, just to place it near the area where,
Yep, get it
I
out
di- I
off the
thought I
gutter.
didn't want
you know.
necessarily right over this thing, because
No.
then when it rains again, it'll all go back down in there, but.
Okay? Any other questions for Tom?
I've just got one other,
Yep.
2 other things. We did have a chase vehicle, EMS chase vehicle, and one of the squad vehicles that had water damage, because where they were at the time on calls, that inundated, so they're both being looked at right now, but hopefully the insurance will cover that.
Okay. Next item, anything else? Next item is the discussion, consider purchase of emergency generator for the city hall. I think that was in our plan, but I don't know if we approved or not approved it.
It has not been approved yet.
It was supposed to go to public safety next month.
Right.
Okay.
It was supposed, it was pushed to next month because we didn't have the information at the last meeting. So we missed it. We missed the situation by a couple days.
And it sounds like there were some issues on Friday with some
Well-
non-common sense about engines indoors, or no?
Oh, well, there was a couple things. I mean, this was not the generator that powered the building. This was a small generator they were using in EMS to keep the refrigerator going and it wasn't ventilated quite right, so we did have a CO2 incident here that we had to evacuate the building for a little bit, but, the question is whether or not we want to wait until after public safety, or
No.
would you like us to go to solicit quotes, develop plans to solicit quotes?
I think public safety would pass it with flying colors.
We
and-
approved it, I think, in Public Works, didn't we?
Yeah,
To put it in the capital plan.
it was in the capital.
But it didn't go through the safety for,
But then we can at least, then you'll know how much it is and you can determine then.
right, I think it was
I
like
think
50
we're
or
abs-
$60,000 or
Yeah,
something.
Neil put a thing together, the maximum would be, the maximum that we would need, it's probably even overkill, would be 53,000 or something like that, but Neil has some different, and he'll work with Tom, we've got some different, through that US Communities, different quote sheets we can use, and then you can determine what,
Well, the quorum of public safety is here, and I don't think any of us are gonna plan to vote no. Maybe I'm speaking for you guys, but
so then
No,
we,
I agree.
we need it, so
yeah.
let's just push it and go forward.
Well, let's get bids before we
Yeah,
decide whether or
that's
not.
what I
we-
mean.
Correct.
if you want to just have a motion to direct us to do that, that
I'll
would be
make a
great.
motion to get bids for a generator to be purchased for the city hall,
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
emergency generator.
And real quickly, can we make sure that it's enough and above the capacity of what this
Yes.
building needs?
Neil looked at the kilowatts that we use during, winter, summer, and he said, and I'm not a mechanical person, but he used the number 50-something was 57 was the max we used with the air conditioner during the hottest days or whatever, and the ones he was looking at were 60, 80, and 100. So, determination is, would 80 be enough? But there wasn't a lot of difference from 60 to 80 and 80 to 100. It's about 2,000 per, for the next step, so it isn't like there's a
When
big.
we solicit bids, I mean, I think what we should ask for is the complete package, because I don't wanna buy a generator and then find out that it's gonna be another 10, 15,000 to get switching gear, because,
Well, and Neil said the options would either get a turnkey or to just get the equipment. So what you're recommending is we get a turnkey.
A transfer switch, right?
yeah,
Just automatically pops on.
Right.
I think we need to have it in automatic, because if we,
Well, yeah, if we're gonna do it right, otherwise what's the point?
I think so. But my point to it is that I don't want to get a bid just for the generator.
Correct.
Because I'm sure there's companies out there that would love to sell us just the generator and then come back and say, oh, we also need.
Oh, you
that."
want to run it too?
Right.
Or you would,
So-
you would buy the generator and then have some local try it too.
Yeah, I
Okay.
would like to,
I will let,
me personally, I'd like to see a turnkey.
and that's what Neil wanted me to ask too, okay.
Tom, did you have something you wanted to add?
think we got it, thanks.
Okay, you got it. That's
I mean,
good.
the phones obviously didn't work, we were without power until 10:30 and then I sent everybody home and 2 seconds later the power came back. and
Well,
so
and
everybody
not only
came
that,
back.
there's still people without power.
Yep.
From last
Yep.
week, so
Yep.
I mean, it could be down for days.
And then the computer, it's at least a half hour to an hour for everything to get back up.
To regenerate.
and regenerate and get everything reset and, okay.
Okay, anything else?
Can I just
Sure.
say something outside of the generator? Did we make a motion on this already?
Yeah, we
I
did.
made the motion, we didn't vote though, right? Okay, sorry, go on.
Oh, okay. All in favor of the motion? I thought you were still wanted to
Nope,
add.
I'm,
All in favor?
aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries.
Been in the
Yes.
sun all day, sorry.
Yep.
I just wanted, because we don't have announcements on here, but I just wanted to say thank you and give a good job out to Tom and who was out there for Public Works and the police on Friday and Saturday night, because they,
EMS.
EMS too, yes, they did
Fire.
a remarkable job. Fire, obviously all of our public safety service needs. They did a remarkable job. They stayed calm. They got streets cleared as quickly as possible. It was pretty impressive to watch them all in action, so good job.
Ditto from everyone here. Anything else? If not, I'd entertain a
Move to
motion to.
adjourn.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you.